again today. We are so excited because today we have some of the most amazing entrepreneurs in the world on this show, and they are ready to answer all of your questions. By the way, please forgive me for the live streaming issues we had this morning. I think it is fixed now. I'm pretty sure it is fixed, but if not, then we will just recoup and repost. But for now it seems to be stable and we are here with you. No idea what's going on with YouTube today. Anyway, so this is the Coffee Shop Conversation Show. I am Nastine.
And that would make me Peter.
We are the co-founders of Explore ProTech Entrepreneurial Haven, a global entrepreneurs network. And you are watching the Coffee Shop Conversation Show. This is the show where we get questions from entrepreneurs, you guys, from around the globe. We find out what you want to know and we ask those questions to the expert entrepreneurs on our panel. Those entrepreneurs are tribe members and expert guests that we've invited especially to be here so that they can give you some real valuable answers. Remember, all their LinkedIn links are in the description below. So whenever you see someone on the show that you're like, oh, that person's really cool, like I need to know what they know, like I need to, then just go and click on their link, connect with them, and they'll be more than happy to talk to you and that you reached out. Okay, guys, so just before we get into the game show format, so you know how this works. Me and Peter have collated the questions. We'll be asking them. We'll pose the questions. Our tribe members and expert guests will put their heart emojis on the screen if they feel like answering a question. We will then pick from all the hearts. We'll pick 3 people per question to give you answers. And then we will take it from there, seeing how many questions we can get answered for you today. So this is going to be so much fun. Just before we get into the game show format, I just quickly want to give a very big shout out and a thank you to one of our newest tribe members hiding in the corner over there, Jacques de Villiers. Thank you so much for being here with us. You know, guys, he joined us on the Global Online Speed Networking event on the 20th of August. It hasn't even been a full week. And he literally just sent me a WhatsApp to say, like, look, you are so busy. We're never going to be able to meet up. Just sign me up. I want to be in this network. And ever since then, he's been at tea time. He's been at tribal council. He's been on the show today. And he's going to be giving us some amazing training. But on top of that, he actually made his book available to us for free for all our tribe members and everyone watching the show. The link is in the description below. If you want a copy of Jacques' book, go and get yourself a copy. It's only available until the 29th of August.
Okay, till the 29th.
And it is called, Jacques, what is it called again? It's something about a monk. And if Hollywood doesn't call.
Yeah, what if Hollywood doesn't call? A Fractured Monk's Guide to Enlightenment.
Amazing. We can't. Yes, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's a spiritual book. So it's not a business book. But I reckon we have to get ourselves right first before we get our businesses right.
For sure, definitely. So I'm so stoked to be able to give that book away today. So guys, the link is in the description. Thank you so much, Jacques. You're an amazing person. And yeah, go get your copy of the book. Okay, guys, are you ready to get some really good answers? Everything you ever wanted to know about content marketing strategy for entrepreneurs coming up now. Okay, Peter, do you want to answer or...
I would love to answer the first question if I knew what the first question was.
Okay, so our very first question is from Jasmine, if I'm not mistaken. And it is, what is content marketing and why is it important that I have it for my business?
Which question is Jasmine's? Let's just go through this.
Okay, so I'm seeing some awesome hearts on the screen. Let's go with our expert guest for today, Greg Friel, joining us all the way from Ireland. What is content marketing strategy?
Hi, Nastine. Hi, everybody. I'm actually in Glasgow, Scotland. just so you know.
Thank you
Close-
so much. I just misplaced you by a few miles. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm originally from Ireland, but anyway. Yeah, so the question is, what is content marketing strategy, or what is content marketing?
Yep, that is correct.
Which one?
What is content marketing strategy, and why do I need it for my business?
Okay. At the end of the day, everything that you put up online, any way that people engage with you is your content, your brand, whatever you see. If you're just randomly throwing things up online without any discernible plan or way forward with an end goal in mind, there's no strategy involved whatsoever. You're just kind of hoping for the best. And hope, as Steve Jobs once said, is not a strategy. So really, it comes down to what are the processes and the things that you're going to put in place to achieve certain achievable goals along the way. There might be something along the timeline, certain events that you're going to be aiming towards, and everything that you're going to do content-wise is going to support that strategy and lead towards those goals. So that's going to be anything from videos or any kind of posts that you're going to be doing. And it might even be the events themselves. It might be live events, whatever constitutes content. And that's going to be, in three areas. It's going to be written content. It's going to be audio content. It could be in the form of podcasts, or it's going to be video content. But your strategy has to be there, because otherwise you don't know where you're going. You want to think of content marketing strategy as your roadmap for your business, for your marketing going forward. And that's the short answer.
Brilliant. I love that. Okay, content marketing strategy.
However, we have gotten one major thing.
What?
Who I am and the name of my business.
What do you mean?
Stephen Westwood forgets all the time. So does Stephen Levy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Greg, at the end, okay, everyone on the show, at the end of your answer, if you can please say your name and where you are from, people will actually be able to contact you afterwards.
Okay,
So
my name is Greg Friel from Freelance Music and Media. I do music and content marketing, and I am based in Glasgow, Scotland, but I help businesses all over the world with content strategy and creative content ideas and everything from video editing to podcasting, music, and blah, 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 all that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you for the reminder. I was like, what do you mean? Okay, anyway, so moving on from there, going all the way to the UK now, Stephen Westwood, give us your insight. What is content marketing strategy? Why do we need it?
Firstly, Greg is also in the UK. Glasgow is part of Scotland, which is part of the UK.
I'll just disappear now.
Has Nesty not had her coffee today? Is that it? Okay, so everything that Greg has said is spot on. It's completely accurate, 110%. There's no such thing as 110%, but you know what I mean. I will add, though, that the type of content that you produce would also depend on the type of market you're trying to attract. So that needs to become part of your content strategy. You need to understand what type of content people are consuming that you're trying to attract. And you also need to understand what, Peter's going to laugh at this, what gives them value. And by value, I obviously mean it's something that they are interested in, something that will help them, and something that will put your brand in front of them. And the more times that your brand goes in front of them, the more chance you've got of them starting to gain interest and trusting you, and then you're more likely to make sales. So yeah, I'm Stephen Westwood, SPW Copywriting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. That was an awesome answer. I love it. Okay, let's move on to somewhere where I am actually familiar with, South Africa. Marlon, unless I got that wrong as well, did you move to Ireland, Scotland, or the UK, or they both? I don't know. Anyway, let me not make it worse. Marlon, what is content marketing strategy from your perspective, please?
I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, actually, so you're totally correct.
Like, seriously? You guys are doing this on purpose.
No, joking, but yeah, but thanks for the question, and I mean the guys have said it Really, so why one would need a content strategy is that you probably have a business or you have something that you want to sell. So this is the best way, the cheapest way that one could get familiarity with their thoughts, their products and services. You're talking to people about the why engage with us at all. You are sharing tidbits and information that will really help them. The strategy around that is really to get people to find interest in what you do, and so that they can know who you are. Every business needs awareness, and content is one of the best ways to build that awareness, to get known by your customer. Stephen was talking about, speaking to the ideal people. If you have not done any of that, this is a great way to actually see if you're getting in front of the ideal people. So yeah, when you have a strategy, obviously you got a plan, so you know how you're going to be targeted. And I mean, Greg obviously spoke about the different ways in which you can engage with people, and that is just, I mean, content is one of the best ways I've found, especially with credibility. It's a great way to build credibility. People may see you, talk to you. What is the next thing? And they say, where's your website? Or give me your social media handle. And that's how they're going to really connect with you. My name is Marlon August, and I'm from Story Advantage.
Thank you so much, Marlon. So I'm actually chatting to Jasmine at the moment on our Facebook group. And Jasmine has a follow-up question for you guys, if you don't mind. So she says, that sounds amazing, but please can you give an example of a strategy you're using in your business right now? So if you have a strategy that you're having in your business right now and you're happy to share that, please put your heart up. Okay. Let's show it.
Linda.
I guess you've been picked, Linda. Linda, please share, what is the strategy that you are using in your business right now?
Thank you. Well, I have a overall marketing strategy that I set up with a brand strategist who's also part of this wonderful group on a monthly basis. And at the moment, the theme changes every month, right? But at the moment, I'm working with the P with Glee concept, PEA being an acronym standing for different things, but like Plan, Energize, Act is one of them, and Glee being an acronym for Grow, Learn, Empower, and Enjoy. So this is what I'm known for. Just Ask Linda, P with Glee. So it stands out. I put posts out on LinkedIn, on Facebook. At the moment, I'm really bad at the Instagram one. Someone will have to show me that. And then also the second part of my strategy is highlighting the networks that I belong to. And I do, in fact, belong to 5 different networks. And so I highlight those and sort of cross-reference those using tagging people in from the different networks and asking them for opinions and so forth. And the third sort of aspect of the content marketing strategy that I employ is to share testimonials. So case studies and testimonials from real people that you've done work for is 100 or 500% better than me talking about me, right? And so that's what I have. So the theme changes every month, but I mix and match the different content on the different platforms to engage with different audiences throughout the month. That's Linda Dent from Just Ask Linda Business Coaching.
Thank you, Linda. That is a cool strategy. I love that. That's brilliant. Well done.
We should try that.
We should. I love tagging people. It just always, but not like irrelevantly, just like being like making them feel special. It's how I caught Anjali, that's sitting up there watching us at the moment. Anyway, okay, so Jock, you also put up your heart. Can you share with us what content marketing strategy are you using in your business at the moment?
Yeah, so I must be honest, I've never been a fan of social media marketing because I haven't really seen the return on effort in my business. But what I have focused on is LinkedIn. So my strategy with LinkedIn, I've paid for Sales Navigator and I work that hard, and that has paid off. Like, it's $1,000 a month, but it has paid off in the spades. So I work that very hard. The thing is that we fall in love with the concept of how many people we have on our networks and what have you. But what you actually have to do is figure out how much money. I mean, ultimately, we're in this to make, to have a business. And what is the return on effort? My real strategy is I cold call as well every day. When I on social media, I don't eat. When I'm on the telephone, I eat. This is the reality. So I phone people and I use LinkedIn to get their phone numbers. And it goes counterintuitive to everyone build relationships, 6 months, whatever, then you start. I'll just pick up the phone. With COVID, it has been amazing. People want to speak to you. Just pick up the phone and phone them. That would be my short answer. But before you start any kind of content marketing strategy, you need to, people think there's all sorts of shiny things, Facebook, Twitter, the whole 10 yards. But you need to clarify your contribution first. In other words, how are you valuable to this world? And figure out what kind of clients do you want to work with. And the clients I want to work with are clients who respect my art and are prepared to pay me for it. So I've already figured that out. And I know exactly who my market is. My market, 80% of my market are women over 40. That's it. That is my market. And then you also have to look at content, at any marketing strategy as the long game. Most of us look at short games. We go for something shiny. We want to close a deal. We now, what's the latest term? Funnel marketing. Now we're all doing funnel marketing. Next one, we're doing this marketing, that marketing. But the trick is to look at the long game. And the trick is, if any of you, Seth Godin is like my go-to person. And I've invested in Seth Godin for the last 10 years. I built tribes. In fact, it's been so successful that if I had closed down every marketing asset that I have, including my website, I would still be eating because I've built deep relationships over the last 20 years. And I have clients that are 20 years old, 15 years old, and the majority are 10 years old. And they feed me referrals. So I'm not saying that to impress you, but I'm saying it, build a tribe of people that want to lift you up and that want to give you a steadying hand up. And the most important part in terms of the short-term gain is you have to spend, if it's not weeks or months, finding your ideal client, the person that you really resonate with. Because remember, in any marketing, you only speak, as an associate, you only speak to one person. I'm speaking to you. But now all I have to do is find another 1,000, 2,000 views that resonate with what I have to offer and the kind of people I want to work with. So I'm always big on building the foundation first before you use the tools, because everyone's very into the tools, but and I use them in 10-year tranches. So I know that the marketing message I'm using now is a 10-year message. I don't have much time left. I've probably got 10 years left, literally, to make this thing happen for me. So that's what I do. And sorry, I was long-winded. My name is Jacques de Villiers. I fix boring LinkedIn profiles.
Thank you, Jacques. That was really, really, really epic and interesting answer. It's so cool to always hear what the different people are up to. So I'm actually going to go over my 3 people limit for this one. So if you have a strategy and you're prepared to share it with us, I think it would be freaking fabulous if you did. So let's hear next up from Greg. So Greg, you are the opposite to Jacques, or the
I completely agree with everything that Jacques was saying, and I'm a huge fan of Seth Godin, and I utterly and completely dial into the whole tribes thing. That's just everything about the way I run my business. what I would say is, just as a general rule, what I like to think is that when people are talking about, I'm tagging people and doing certain things, those are very specific, what I would call tactics on social media, not strategy. When you talk about strategy, you're thinking of the long game. You're thinking of, I want to do this in 6 months. I want to do this in a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. That's strategy. There's an overarching plan or a goal in mind. But tagging people on a post or LinkedIn, that's a tactic. It's a thing you're doing short term or on a particular post. But why are you doing it? So for me in particular, I started doing a podcast 3 or 4 years ago, not to grow a podcast so that it was going to be hugely popular or whatever, but to use it as a networking tool. So I would interview people who I wanted to get to know, and I wanted them to get to know me. So my strategy long term was getting known within the area that I wanted to get known in and become known as a trusted voice in that area by sharing content and giving value to the community, to the people who I wanted to connect with, and also letting that network get to know the people who I was interviewing. It wasn't about me, although it was my show. It's about giving something to the network and the community and getting people to see that. So that's over a long period of time. At no point am I going, I'm counting the numbers and seeing what's happening here. Whenever you're obsessed with just the numbers and that side of things, you're thinking short term. You've got to think longer. And this is the difference between, and this is a thing that does my head in. When so many times when people are talking about digital marketing, they're really talking about digital sales. When you're talking about sales funnels and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, that's sales. Sales. That's not marketing. So in my head, when I think marketing, I'm thinking content, yes, brand. And brand is long-term. Brand is how long can you hold your breath before you ask for the sale? So it's, for me, everything to do with content marketing is, in my head, the way I think of it is, it's more long-term brand building rather than short-term trying to create a sale, transactional sales. So for me, it's the difference between understanding, and this is what I think an awful lot of businesses get wrong. When they say, oh, my strategy is, that's not strategy, that's tactics. That's things that you're doing for short-term game. Where do you want to be 2 years from now, 5 years from now? And those are the things that you need to put in place. That, okay, I'm going to do this for 3 months, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. That's a strategy. Anything else is tactics. Greg Friel, Freelance Music and Media in Glasgow. Waffle.
Watch this tactic, guys. Greg, meet Jacques. Jacques, meet Greg. Jacques, we want Greg to join the tribe. Greg, Jacques just did.
That's a tactic.
It's a tactic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just feeling giddy because I'm feeling so privileged to be here right now. Like, we're getting all of the base, golden nuggets of wisdom from all the best freaking marketers in the world right now.
Well,
This is
you
epic.
know what? At the end of the day, everybody's different. Whether an entrepreneur or business professional, or whether you, everyone's different. So everybody's strategy is going to be different. So having answers from multiple arenas and multiple spaces
It's mind-blowing.
covers that.
I'm
which
an
is fantastic.
accountant, so for me, this is like, wow. Anyway, okay, so next, on to the next toy in the toy store. Marlon, what do you have for us? So what is your strategy that you're using right now?
Thanks, Ernestine. Yeah, I think everything that both Greg, Linda, and Jacques spoke about is really important. I think you got to play the long game. I mean, how long are you in business for, right? If you're going into business for the quick sale, you might get them, but that's not a business. So I think really takes it back to, like, what is it that we want to achieve in our business? And when you got that, like my strategy, I'm really thinking the long game. Greg was referring to brand. And in my way, it's also similar podcasts. So I would record a podcast, get those pieces of value out. The people that generally would like that piece of content tend to be my ideal client. So those pieces will lead them to the website where the full podcast is, and I've got the transcript there. And because interview such freaking awesome people that there's a download in there, right? So they can actually download something of value, like I know Steve is probably like, that word again, but something that is really cool. Like, so I interviewed a friend who's into firewalking and mindset, and there's a download in there that says, if you want to get some mind hacks, if you want to really live a prosperous life, here's 5 tips on how you can do it. And then they download that gets them into an email stream where I can communicate with them on automatic, right? So it's prescribed information that is shared with them. That's a bit of a journey and helps them leverage the information that was actually in the podcast. Should they obviously go to my website. But the long-term game, I mean, my plan is that they don't even necessarily have to go there. They can just continue to consume the content in whatever platform I put it, because I put it everywhere. It goes everywhere. And then the difference is, the other part of the strategy is not just the same piece of content on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. It's different. So I changed. It might be the same podcast, but it's changed it's a little bit different for Instagram. It's a little bit different for Facebook. And I play with the words as well, so that it's also I'm going to say context, but it's in the language of Instagram, in the language of Facebook, in the language of LinkedIn. And doing it like that, it helps to just connect directly with the people that are consuming the platform. And it also, should they actually follow the link in some way or form, they're going to end up on my website. They're going to download my ebook, and I'm going to grow my list. And over time, we're going to build a relationship. So the idea is also to not just keep them there, to bring them to my space where we can really communicate. My name is Marlon August, marketing consultant at Story Advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody knows how to tell your story, it would be Marlon.
That's why we call him Mr. Super Sales. Brilliant. Awesome. Okay. Let's hear then from Stephen Westwood. I'm super interested. What is the strategy that you're using for your business right now?
Thank you. So, why is my mind gone blank? Right. So as you know, I've started the YouTube channel. I started that about 4 weeks ago-ish. And the reason why I started the YouTube channel is because a lot of my prospects, when I ask them what should be fundamental question, who is your target market, they can't answer. And then when I'm asking them what strategies they want to use, they can't answer. They're like, well, I've heard Instagram's good. Oh, I've heard LinkedIn is good. I've heard. So I started the YouTube channel, and that's building quite nicely. From that, I've actually picked up 2 clients. So I'm like, okay, maybe there is something in YouTube for me, for my business, for my brand. So I'm going to continue running with it. The other thing that I do is a guest post strategy. That's where I post on other publications, and whether it be blog or whether it be an outlet, to help get my domain authority higher, to help reach a wider audience. I'm very choosy in who I do the writing for, because I'm trying to target very specific people. So it wouldn't make sense for me to write for a food blog, because I don't deal with food, for example. And it's something that Marlon mentioned earlier. The wider my reach, the more my credibility builds up. The other things that I have implemented are obviously using LinkedIn. I've used, I'm using Instagram as well. I'm experimenting with Instagram because there's quite a lot involved in Instagram. Like what Marlon was saying, each social media platform will have a very different feel and look to it. And you're appealing to very different people. It's different types of content. And people consume different types of content all the time. So what I will say is, when it does come to your content marketing strategy, is have a long game in mind. Don't just experiment for the sake of experimenting. Don't just do it and then spread the word. If you are using a social media strategy, remember the key is that it's social and it is about building relationships. So if you can build those relationships with people through social media, then do so. Whereas what Jacques was saying was correct. He's found that actually the best way for him to build relationships isn't through actually using social media, although he knows how to use social media. It's more to do with the contacts that he's got, the phone calls, those connections. That's what your content marketing should do. It should start developing those relationships and start developing those connections. It's not just a case of share, share, share. It's a case of understanding what your audience do and guiding them along the way and being part of that journey. Stephen Westwood from SBW Copywriting. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. And that is what I cannot get into people's heads. You can't just make video, post video, make video, post video. It's all about building the relationships, creating a community, creating followers, people that want to see your journey, that want to build relationship with you. Like if you don't go that extra step, why are you doing what you're doing? It makes absolutely no sense. So I thank you so much for highlighting that. Stephen Levy, you put up your heart as well. Do you want to share your strategy with us? What are you doing in your business right now?
Thanks, Nestine. Yeah, sorry, I'm just absorbing this incredible valuable information from like the social media experts, if that's what I can call them, marketing experts, like Jacques, Steve, Greg, Marlon. It's unbelievable. So my strategy is very simple, but it's going to is really, I love what Jacques said about connecting through the telephone and word of mouth. So I don't do it on the phone, but I try to get in front of people as much as I can. Obviously, in COVID, it hasn't been possible to get in front of them in person. But what I did do, COVID forced me to look at my engagement with people. So it's not just liking posts or commenting on posts, but it actually, especially LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn, is actually chatting to them on LinkedIn, and then probably took a little bit longer, went the longer route than what Jacques did, is commenting on their comments on the same people that we follow. And then it shifted into the messaging, private messaging, where we had a chat, and then it would end up in a Zoom session. And this worked with someone in Sweden, someone in Johannesburg, someone in the USA. So it's pretty much what these guys are saying. I still try now, as much as I can, if people are comfortable with that, getting in front of them face to face. I think another thing that I learned, understanding this, and I have this block with social media and technology and all that. I come out of the industrial age. So the one thing I learned was consistency. And that was highlighted to me by someone that I met at a networking event. And you know that I post this Motivational Monday, which started about 5 years ago. And I just do it every Monday. I just did it. Things that happened to me and so on. So for no other reason. And then just to share it, share it on LinkedIn especially, but all three platforms. But I went into a networking thing and I said, introduced myself to a guy, and he said, "Oh, Stephen Levy," he said, "You're the Motivational Monday guy." So it taught me about consistency. So I started understanding when the marketing experts are speaking about how you've got to be consistent and you've got to do I don't do 3 posts a week. I'm only just doing it now since Haley implemented a LinkedIn thing. So I'm being forced into it. But as I'm being forced into it, I'm seeing the value of it. So values come out quite a lot. But I just want to say thank you to Jacques and Greg for the incredible input. I'm just sitting here like gobsmacked by the way they put it across. You know, I lose it when people start talking in this highfalutin tech language, then the block goes up, and they just put it across so well. So I hope that your listeners got as much value out of what they had to say, and I include Steve and Marlon in that, but what they had to say as I did. So thanks, gentlemen. It was really cool and it was awesome. And that's, yeah. So my marketing strategy, I'm going to up a little bit.
Awesome.
Brilliant. And that is Stephen Levy from?
Sorry, I always do this. Stephen Levy from Dare to Be Coaching and Beyond. And yeah, I think I loved Greg's thing with the value. I'm not selling. I love that, Greg. And that it's a journey, the branding, and it's a journey. It's not an event. And that's very much how my coaching goes. So I can really relate to it.
Epic. Okay, another
Justine,
tactic.
can I just add something in here?
Go for it. Go for
It's probably just to underline everything that's been said, but and it's for anybody who missed the LinkedIn thing that I did for you guys the other night. I talked about the great 8 that I like to think of on LinkedIn and generally for content marketing, and it kind of sort of brings in a lot of these things here. I'm going to use words that you're going to snigger at, Justine. I am going to say value, but I'm going to give you these 8. Number 1 is add value. Number 2 is be authentic. Number 3 is engage. Don't just post and then disappear. Comment and be part of the community. Be patient. It's going to take a while. Be consistent, to what Stephen was saying. Number 6, give more than you get. I always want to think of it in those terms, in just that you're actually giving more value to the people who are there rather than taking. Be human. You're allowed to talk about your life and the things that are actually affecting you. And anybody who says this isn't Facebook, punch them in the face. I mean, in a nice way. But we're all human beings, and we're going through a pandemic. So let's be human. I think that'd be quite nice. And the final one is just don't be too salesy. And it just goes back to what I was saying about brand. So that's the great 8 for me on LinkedIn. I'm going to shut up now. Greg Friel, shutting up. Greg Friel, shutting up.
Thank you, Greg. No, that was valuable. Thanks for sharing.
Wait, Greg, where are you from?
Steve, hold on, Steve. One thing, sorry. No, because I have to go. So sorry for butting in there, Steve. But I can't go without giving, as I said, I really appreciate what Jock and Greg have put in, but I can't go without giving a shout out to Steve Westwood, because he's really helped me through this journey. And he's done absolute wonders for me. He's made me, besides the work that he's done for me on my website and all that, he's made me see the power of this focused targeting. I even understand what an avatar is now. Can you believe
it?
So that's, yeah. But so I have to give Steve a shout out for that, which I didn't. So thank you so much.
Awesome.
That was Stephen Levy from Dare to Be Coaching and Beyond.
Well, that is what our tribe is all about.
Yeah, that's what we're all about, guys. So thank you so much, Greg, for dropping your value. By the way, tribe members, you can go and watch the whole training that Greg did with us at tea time. It is on our tribe members only Facebook group. Go and have a look. Greg also dropped some really valuable links for you guys. He has a workshop coming up in September. YouTube, Facebook, I will put that for you into the description below as well, so you can go and see Greg again. And if you're not a tribe member yet, you should probably join just so you can come and see Greg, so what he did for us on Wednesday. Why not?
Why not?
Anyway, so I'm going to give one more person in time to share. Then and then we're almost ready to wrap up the show. We have one more important question from Tiffany, but first I want to hear from Rita, because she also put up her heart. Rita, what are you doing business strategy wise or marketing strategy wise in your business right now?
Justine, it's actually a very interesting conversation that we're having right now. I sat down yesterday afternoon with Matthew to help me with some stuff, and in that conversation, I realized what I'm trying to do here is short stuff. I cannot do my brand the justice in the space that I want to do it. And I had to postpone what I was busy doing until me and Matthew got to a stage where the content that he's helping me with is sorted out and I'm happy with it. And it actually, what has come out of this today is just a confirmation that my decision that I made yesterday is correct, that it is a long-term journey exercise that you're doing, and there is no space for short-term stuff in it. So thank you to all the wonderful experts in here. It was awesome. It just confirmed that what I'm doing, I'm on the right path. Thanks, Christine. It's Rita Skuman, Coaching with Heart.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Rita. Thanks for sharing. I love hearing that story. So we'll link Matthew in the comments down below as well. He's also one of our amazing
Freelance Matthew.
writers.
Push up Matthew.
Push up Matthew. Go check him out on LinkedIn. He does push-ups in his profile.
I just want to jump in. I'm sorry to just jump in, but like there's also another part. You don't have to have it perfect. There's another part to, like, you know, you can implement the tactics and the tactics may work. So, but I think one of the keys elements is actually starting and not stopping. And if you start again. That is the main thing. Do it right, do it wrong, irrelevant, honestly, because you never know. You know, you can get prepared and you're going to actually learn along the way. You're going to, in putting out your content, it happened with me. I started being a lot more consistent on Instagram. You get a ton of people that contact you, and some people with some awesome advice. Hey, I would change this. And, you know, if you did this, and not that you're asking for it, because you're putting yourself out there, they're receiving it and they're telling you what they're receiving. So don't do nothing. Don't look for the perfect strategy. There's no such a thing. The only thing there is some action. So that is the one thing I'm going to suggest. Don't wait too long, Rita. Don't wait too long. Don't get the perfect strategy. And I know you're already doing it well, so you just want to do it better. And I'm just saying, for the other people who might confuse that, is that Rita's already working. She's already doing it. So, you know, don't wait. Get out and do.
Marlon, you're right. But there is just also, for me, something in my brand protection that I need to do. And until I am happy deep inside me that what I'm doing is the right thing, and I understand truly what you say, I will not go ahead with it. So I need to be deep inside me. I need to be happy with the strategy. And at this point in time, I'm not. So I rather just hold on, but I will do. I'll just do it, but I will do it. Thanks, A.
Awesome, guys. Okay, cool. Quickly, before we go, I want to hear from each of you. What is your best content marketing hack? And that is from Tiffany. Tiffany would like to know, what is your best content marketing hack? So heart up on the screen if you have one. I'll give you guys some cheat sheets. Linda, you have one. I wrote about it. It's called the LinkedIn Sniper. Okay, let's hear from Greg. Greg, what's your best content marketing hack?
There isn't one.
Ta-da!
And if you're looking for that, you're looking at this whole thing completely wrong. Everybody's looking for a hack or, you know, how do I sort my LinkedIn? Just do it. Everyone's looking for short-term gain all the time. There isn't a hack. It's about putting in the work. And that speaks to being patient and just being consistent and doing that long term. And if you think that if you're in the headspace of I'm looking for a hack for this to try and do this, then you're not even thinking about it in the right way. That's the way I think. Stephen's waving frantically. Greg, I'm going to shut up now.
I actually really love that.
That's Greg Friel from Freelance Music.
Greg Friel from Freelance Music and Media in Glasgow, Scotland.
Brilliant.
available for weddings and bar mitzvahs and everything else in between.
I really love that, and I'll tell you why. Because if you do find a hack, the hack shouldn't be something that is considered, I do this because it's a shortcut. Because like Brett said, there are no shortcuts.
It
However,
undermines the whole concept of value.
Exactly.
No value to that.
However, what I would consider a hack is if I don't know what I'm doing, I've surrounded myself with people that do. That's a hack.
No, that's a hack.
Yeah. I think the thing is maybe the one hack to consider is, to your point, is that you don't have to know everything. And if you don't know, then that's what social media is for. Find someone who does. There's plenty of people out there who are experts in everything that you're not. And I think as soon as you let go of the idea that you have to be perfect or you have to know everything, and you start to surround yourself by your tribe, then that's when it starts to make sense and it starts to get easier, because you've got that backup, and it's not you on your own. You're surrounded by the right people, and the people that back up everything that you're not. Focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses.
That's literally what I was going to say.
You could have kept it in.
Boom. Oh, no, but honestly though, if you're not a writer, then don't write. If you're not a talker, then don't talk. Content marketing is not about doing what everyone else is doing. It's finding what works for you. That's what I wanted to add. So thank you so much for that. Stephen West with SPW Copywriting.
And the thing about that is that when you don't do it on your own, it does become so much easier. And that is the point.
And what a coincidence. We have all the LinkedIn links for you in the description below. All you have to do is click on it, and then you're not alone anymore. You're welcome.
So the hack is in the link.
I love it. Brilliant. Okay, cool. We have space for quickly just 3 more hacks because you guys really want to talk. Linda, hack.
Yeah, I completely agree with Greg and Stephen anyway. So I thought maybe I don't have to say anything, and you, Peter. But just a caveat on the whole thing, right? It's all well and good having a tribe of people to help you, but if you have no money to pay them, that is something sometimes that can be a stumbling block, right? Unless everyone just loves you that much, Nestine, and gives you everything for free, but it doesn't happen to me. So yeah, I certainly found that in the first year of business, I felt it was necessary to try things out myself, to do some experimentation, like Marlon was saying, to figure out some things. What I figured out is what I don't like doing, right? What I'm not really good at doing. What didn't work at all, to Jacques' point earlier about absolutely nothing coming from Facebook posts, using the paid advertising, nothing of quality, because I wasn't reaching the right target market. So I certainly learned a lot of lessons, and I think every small business will go through that anyway. But what's better is being part of a tribe like this as soon as you possibly can afford it, so that you do get this sort of valuable insight and some direction that you can take until you can afford to hire Greg in Glasgow, Scotland.
Ta-da.
Greg is smiling at you.
I've always loved you, Linda.
Awesome. Guys, I would love to give everyone time to still chat, but unfortunately our time for today is up. Please come back again next week, same time, same place. We will have more discussions like this. We will have more questions from you from entrepreneurs across the globe, and we will have more answers for you from all of our experts. Feel free to please continue this conversation in the comments on this video. Just because we're stopping the live now doesn't mean that the opportunity to have your say and the opportunity to speak about this is done. We have a whole comment section on YouTube. Go and continue the conversation. I know all of our experts on the call are ready to chat to you. So go there and comment, ask your questions. People will help you.
And as well, if you've got questions and you need answers, what better space to have them answered? You can have those questions answered from multiple perspectives, from people from all around the world, just like you. So put your questions in. Let's see how we can help.
Guys, this has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being with us again for this coffee shop conversation show. We got some amazing value from it. I know that you did too. We love you. I hope that all your entrepreneurial dreams will come true. I know they will. Just hang in there and come to the coffee shop show every single week. We are here for you. See you again next time.
By Facebook, by YouTube.